Hello guys, and welcome back to Dutchman Seb. You find me again today where we're going to give you a full recap, full rebuild of my project Honda S2000 J's Racing Type GT wide body kit. It's been over 5 years now since we first got this car, and I just wanted to give you guys a full quick recap so that you can watch all the episodes from start to finish in one filming. So please enjoy the old footage and stay tuned. I really appreciate you guys giving me a thumbs up on the video and subscribing for more content. Most of you guys watching are not subscribed. It costs nothing and it really helps out my channel. I don't earn anything from this, and I'm a one-man show, and I really appreciate any support that you guys can give me to get some more views. Thanks so much and enjoy the content. Take a look at that, guys. There is a 2003 Honda S2000 AP1.
Hello and welcome back to Dutchman Seb. It's really windy out today, so I'm going to do a voiceover. Today we're going to be looking at everything wrong with my S2000 and what it really cost me. For starters, the car cost me €8,500, approximately $10,000. So quite a good price. The reason being, the previous owner dropped the suspension and didn't roll the arches properly. So 18-inch wheels, you can see the rust there, and the wheel arch liner is scraping against the wheel under some turns. Put some nice new stickers on the window to put my branding out there. You can see they've got these terrible bolt-on wide body fenders in the rear here, which look really terrible. I'm going to remove those. You can see a bit of the paint there showing on the top fender on the rear. Bit of the bumper at the bottom, they're a bit loose. You've got a bit of damage to the rear tail lights here. You can see it's a little bit cracked and worn on both sides, top and bottom. So those need to be replaced. The spoiler at the back actually has a little bit of paint bubbles. I don't know if you can see it though. It's a bit difficult because there's a bit of water on the car at the moment now, but the paint there where the boot lid attaches to the spoiler at the back is not so great. There's a bit of mold under the soft top, but not to worry, that soft top's in bad condition. We're going to take that off and replace it. It's got the glass window at the back with a rear heated window, so that's a pretty cool feature, especially for winter, so you can see out the back. The back of the car doesn't actually look too bad. However, the rear fog light is missing. It is in the boot, but it's not connected. It was very loose. Actually broke off. This tail light there is pretty good, not too bad. Again, the rims are quite badly scratched. Those actually were not scratched when I bought the car, but they were scratched during the roadworthy testing, so those need to be repaired. The brake pads at the back were completely worn out, so we have to replace those. Again, these terrible bolt-on fenders. You've got a nice side skirt there at the bottom, a little black trim, which is nice. Bit of rust there on the passenger side door. You can see the paint starting to come off there, so that's not great. Again, another scratched wheel on the left, which was scratched during the roadworthy testing, so that needs to be fixed before we can replace these. These are not the original TE37s. These are actually Volks Racing replicas, so we need to replace those with actual ones. It's a bit of a scratch here on the front bumper. You can see there someone has scratched it while parking, so that needs to be cleaned. The car is pretty filthy at the moment now, so don't worry about that. We'll take it for a wash at the end. The radiator actually has a bit of rust and damage, but it's not leaking, so we will replace that. But for now, it's good. This is where the problem starts. Now, we had the car in a lift, and it's horrendous. It looks like somebody has parked this car next to the ocean for most of its life. Being a UK import, you see this quite often with a lot of rust, so everything here is badly rusted and corroded. You can see all the linkages and the control arms. The dust guard there for the rear brake rotors are completely eroded away from rust. Again, all the drive shafts, control arms, everything is rusted. The rear diff has got rust on it. The bolts are all rusted. The springs are rusted. It's a mess down there. So we're going to have to sandblast the entire undercarriage and redo everything under here. The left sway bar linkage was broken off due to rust. You can see the bolts just snapped right out of there. The front and the back left sway bar linkages were actually both broken. The undercarriage, you can see, is in not terrible shape. They did do some repair work there with some black paint to try and prevent some further rust. There's actually no holes in the chassis. Oh, look at this, oil leakage. Bad oil leakage in the transmission. It looks like it's coming from higher up though, so we'll have to take a look at that. It's dripping down onto the transmission over there. And you can see there's some more rust again. Everything is just badly rusted there. Your ABS wheel sensor there, control arms, everything just in bad shape. So your suspension, your struts, everything, your steering linkages there, it's all been quite badly rusted. Looking again on the front here for the radiator, that is completely rusted through at the bottom there. It's got some holes. Some of the fins and the aluminium fins have been actually eroded away, so luckily it's not leaking. We will need to put a racing radiator in there. We're going to go with Mishimoto. So yeah, that's the worst part of it. So we did a little bit of a service. We changed the oil filter, put in a fresh oil, 5W40. We also changed the battery because that was completely dead. We did an engine flush. You can see the engine flush fluid over there. There's the new battery. There's the new fluid for the clutch. So we replaced the clutch fluid. You can see how black it was. It was filthy, just absolutely black. That was the transmission fluid. Actually, no particles on the bolt. The new sway bar linkages that we replaced. And then you can see now afterwards, we did a nice cleanup of the engine bay. The airbox is a bit broken, so that vibrates a bit at high revs, so we need to fix that because it's a bit annoying. But you can see now there's a bit of rust on some of the engine components here, some of the lines. It's the intake header, the new battery we put in there, a new cover there for the positive terminal to make sure there's no sparking. Your suspension mounts over there are pretty rusted. The engine fluid we didn't change. We're going to change that when we do the radiator. You can see there the other side of the suspension control arm also rusted. TCR has been replaced before, so we didn't have to do that. We replaced the brake fluid, we replaced the clutch fluid, so that's all new fluids. The ABS was pretty much okay, that was fine, so we'll see how that handles on track. There's the new oil filter we put in. We cleaned the air filter with an air filter cleaner, some brake cleaner actually.
The interior actually isn't that bad. The dashboard actually is in really good condition. Your airbag's still in there for the passenger. The original gear shift knob still in really good condition. However, the one problem is it won't go into fifth. The fifth gear is just stuck. So something in the gearbox is blocking the fifth gear. So right now it only goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, but no fifth. The reverse works fine, no problems there. The handbrake feels good. You know, the electronics all work fine. The gauges go on pretty much. It's got 182,000 kilometers. So divide that by 1.6 for miles, I think it's roughly 106,000 miles. So not low mileage by any chance, but hitting the engine start button here. Oh, sorry, I have to hit the mobilizer. So you got a mobilizer there, and then it'll go up one time. So starts pretty good. It's had the service, all the fluids changed, the battery and everything. So
dude, what did you do? You owe me a 10-second car now.
we had the driver and passenger airbag go off. So thankfully we had a safe car. We both got out of here safely. Just to set the record straight, we were not filming, we were not doing any video work. We were just taking the car out for the day to do a photo shoot, and on the way back, a bit of an unfortunate event. So yeah, sad way to end the weekend, but all things can be fixed, and she'll be back. Alright, we managed to get the bonnet open over here. You can have a look there. We just had to unscrew the bonnet latch because it was jammed on there with a bent latch. You can see here the strut bar here, actually on top there, saved quite a lot of the chassis, but it looks like there may be some damage to the strut towers there. We have to see when the fender comes off, because the fender's now bent up against it. Tow hook here is bent. See, yeah, that's bent. These wishbones over here still okay, still intact. Chassis still okay over here. Nothing bent this side. Just a bit of rust through there. Nothing we didn't know about before. This whole side here is good until about here. The shock tower there was supported mostly by the strut bar. So that gave us some suspension mounting over here, but look at how far apart it's moved. So it saved most of the strut tower here, the shock tower, from the strut bar, thankfully. But this whole piece here is going to have to be cut off here, and this whole bar here is going to have to be replaced. We've just removed the radiator over here to take this piece out. What we're going to do is actually we're going to replace the subframe because of how much rust is in here, to get a new steering rack in here. So we're going to drop the whole engine and the subframe out from the bottom of the car, and then we're going to send the car away to get the rust treated with the sandblasting. Make sure that all of the rust is being removed from the chassis. So all the body panels are going to come off, the roof's coming off, the interior is coming out. We're going to send the car away onto a trailer on a rolling chassis, something like that, with some wheels, with the engine and the subframe dropped off, and we're going to roll the car out like this onto a trailer, send it away for sandblasting so we can repaint and respray the entire chassis, engine bay, and when we get the new wide body kit, we will put the new wide body kit on, the new fenders, the new bumpers, and the new subframe will go back in with the new engine. We're going to do some internal work into the engine, make sure everything is good as new again. And in a couple months, this car should be looking back to good again. We will keep you posted. Where we are stripping the car, getting it ready for going for sandblasting and getting the chassis straightened up. You can see behind me here, they've removed the engine. The engine just came out the last few days while I was at work. So the guys have been busy here already, taking it apart. Everything is looking good. This is where the damaged part is. You can see what happened over there. This whole front end here is going to have to be re-welded back in again, as well as this whole front piece over here. But this is what you can see now. The transmission's been removed down there. So you can see that the whole drive shaft through there has been removed. There's the exhaust over there, it's been disconnected as well. There's all the brake lines here from the ABS. The vacuum pump down there. So you can see here, it's all starting to come apart here. Everything's coming apart. The right side's come off as well. And there's the motor standing over there. So you can have a look here and you can see this is where the clutch is connecting to the gearbox. And then you can see over here where the oil was dripping a little bit on the engine back here. It was all but covered in oil, and that was actually coming from the tablet cover over here. So that's going to have to be replaced with a new seal. You can see the purple coming through there in the sunlight, and against the normal car color, that's how the color looks compared to the standard Monte Carlo blue. It's not too far off from the actual blue color, but it gives that extra purple look when you catch the sunlight just right. You can see the light coming through there. So it's really going to be special when the sunlight catches it. You can see there the purple coming through there now. It's going to look really nice once that's sprayed up. So this whole car is going to get sandblasted, take off all the rust from the undercarriage. The inside actually didn't get too bad. You can see here the body panels here are actually pretty okay, not too much rust. The only parts here I can see still on the outside, a little bit of rust there underneath the trims, but the actual inside of the chassis is good. There's no holes in the chassis anywhere. Everything here looks pretty good. So once that is sorted out, the dash is going to come out today. We're going to take this part out of here, and then we're going to get through all of this rust, get all of these pieces out of here, all the rust out. Window's going to come out, that's going to be resprayed, so that's going to be done nicely as well. Bumper's going to come off still. This side was really bad underneath the wheel arch flares here. Check out the rust over there, just terrible. So now you can see exactly why they put the fender flares on here for the back, to hide the rust in the car. So this whole rear fender, it has to come off. Obviously the wide body kit's going to come out, but this needs to be drilled out. So you can see here the actual rear fender is drilled into the chassis, so that comes apart here, and then the whole piece comes out as one section. So that all will come out. That'll all be replaced with the wide body kits. So yeah, starting to look pretty cool. Getting ready for redoing the whole thing from the ground up. You can see behind me here, Jan and our student is helping us again today, taking the car apart. So we've taken off the rear bumper, and you can have a look here, bit of the rust on the bumper beam here on the back. We've taken out the carpet in the boot, and there's actually a hole in the boot here underneath where the fuel tank normally goes. So we're stripping out here the fuel pump and the fuel filler hose over here. All the wiring in the dash has got to come out still. So still quite a bit of work. We've taken out the subframe, so the subframe came out as well, and you can have a look here. That's what the subframe looks like. It looks like it's been under the ocean. So this frame really needs to get treated. So we're gonna have to treat this whole frame with sandblasting and repaint this whole thing to make it look good as new again. So this whole thing is gonna be literally redone again because it's really rusty and not looking in good shape. All right, so take a look at what's left of the S2000 today. Femke and Jan took everything apart, all the wiring. So we're getting front end delivered to the welders, and they're going to cut off the front end here and replace the front beam and this whole piece here, basically to replicate what this side looks like here. This is how it's supposed to look, so that we can mount the body kit to the side of the car. So that's going to go away, and then straighten up this part of the chassis here onto a bench. We've actually got a pretty cool tool up there. If you can see the yellow tool over there, you can put the whole car on, and then you can rotate and flip the car around so that the car can get to the underside as well, and we can do paint coating in the underside of the carriage to protect it from water and rust. So that's it from the S2000 for now. It's off to the sandblasters and the welders. Just come back now from Luke at Custom Car Welding. He's rebuilt the entire front end here from a donor front end, piece by piece, the way the factory would build it. So all the rivets and all the joins and all the welds have been drilled out, and he's put every single piece back from a donor car with a new front chassis, which we're going to change back to my original chassis plate. So this whole front end here is completely new and being rebuilt. So you can hardly even see where the previous accident was and the previous damage. It's really a neat job. And then he's also built out a beautiful 6-point harness. 6-point roll cage, sorry. That's going to be for the chassis stability for the Shark. So I'll overlay some really cool pictures that Luke has sent me from Custom Car Welding of the work that he did. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be there to film the progress. It happened over several weeks, and Luke was really far away and quite busy. So I'll put up some overlay images now so that you can have a look and see some of the work that he did to strip down this front end and to rebuild it piece by piece, and to build out this custom roll cage. So if you're interested in Luke's work, check out the link down below, Custom Car Welding. He does some really great work for the guys here at Next Level Automotive, and some of his own projects as well. So he's done the rust repair as well on the chassis. Everything has been sandblasted, and you can see this beautiful epoxy coating. We still have some old damage in the car here that was previously hidden by the over fenders, which is going to be cut out when we do eventually get our type GT J's Racing wide body kit. So not to worry about those kinds of details. This whole fender is going to have to be basically cut out here to make space for the bigger wheels we're going to be fitting onto the vehicle. So you can see here some of the old rust that was on the chassis, which has been sandblasted out and now covered with epoxy coating. Some of the damage there in the trunk that you can see from before. The whole trunk floor was actually rusted out. So he cut that whole piece out, welded in a new piece and welded in a new piece there for epoxy coating. So you can see the whole chassis looks really good now. It's basically good as new. I mean, as much as a car can be from 2003 coming across from the UK with a lot of the rust. And a lot of work still to happen here, so we're still waiting on all the body parts to arrive from Japan. Once all the body parts arrive, then the car can go into the spray booth and Jan can give it a special paint treatment. If you're curious as to the paint color, we covered it in a previous video. I'll show you this. That is my body kit, guys. How many Pippin boxes is that? And yes, check it out. Carbon, guys. Jay's Racing. And it's got some fragile stickers on there. Big boxes. We've got trunks, body kits, bumpers, hoods, spoilers, fenders, you name it, everything is here. We're gonna do an unpacking video and we're gonna see how it goes on the S2000. So guys, what do you think about that? So much for the wait, right? 1.5 years later, that's been a while. Let's unpack it out and check out the video. Thanks for watching. Check it out, it is beautiful. Jay's Racing Type GT body kit. I've just laid it out here on the floor so you can have a look and see. I've just finished unpacking all the boxes and wrapping. Seibon carbon hood. Everything is carbon, even the doors. You've got these massive wide fenders here at the back. Beautiful carbon trunk. Seibon carbon spoiler. 1.8 meters wide. I mean, that thing is massive. And that's the chassis over there. It's going to get all fitted onto there by the guys here at Next Level Automotive with a custom body kit here from Jay's Racing, all the way from Japan. So much for overnight parts from Japan. This took 1.5 years to get delivered and shipped because of COVID over the last 2 years. So I'm glad that it's finally here and we have everything in one piece and we can get painting. If you haven't seen the video that we want to do about the paint color, this is the paint color that we're going to go for. It's a blue with a bit of purple in the sunlight. So that's the kind of color we're going to go for, blue with a purple in the sunlight. So that should be quite special, I think, with all this carbon bits, especially with this massive 1.8 meter spoiler at the back here and this wide body kit. This is the widest body kit that you can actually buy for the S2000 from Jay's Racing. It's hand built and it's custom made. This is the full carbon kit. You have two choices when ordering. There's a FRP kit and there's a carbon FRP kit. This is the carbon FRP kit. You can see here the fenders and the bumpers are made from FRP, and then all the trims and the bits that go around it are carbon. And then I've ordered carbon GT doors. You can see here the matte weave of the carbon on the doors. Carbon hood from Seibon. This is really a beautiful hood. And then you've got a massive front splitter here, also carbon front splitter here in the front. And then you've got these extra dress bits that you can order from Jay's Racing, carbon as well. These are the brake ducts. So you've got carbon brake ducts, you've got carbon canards. So I've ordered all the carbon bits that come extra with this kit to make sure that it's going to be one of a kind special kit. And that's really what we want to build, a wide body S2000 in the country here, which is going to be one of a kind. I think I've seen about 4 or 5 of these kits on the internet, and there you can see how wide that is. That's my hand. It's wider than my hand. So Jan, tell us, what did you do this week?
Yeah, I painted your car.
It looks insane, guys. I'm seeing it now for the first time, and I think the videos and the pictures don't do it justice. You have to see this car in real light. The color is just insane. This is the front bumper, and it's blue at first effect, and then on the side you can see the purple that comes in there on the side. It's just
how the light comes in. Yeah.
Wow, man. And the whole chassis is being painted like this, so it looks like it came out of the factory like this, you know. It's so clean and neat with the paint coat. It's been completely stripped down and sandblasted, and the whole chassis got epoxy coated. And now it's got a real beautiful paint coat. And these front fenders are just so wide. I mean, look at that front fender. It's going to be giving us so much presence on the road. That these are the side skirts. Also really beautiful, came out really nice. And then all the carbon canard bits and flaps for the fenders and those kinds of things. So
those are from the rear bumpers. These are the canards in the front.
Front canards.
These are from the front fenders. These are behind the front fenders.
Okay, wow.
These are over here.
Yeah, on the side. Yeah, so this body kit's quite aggressive. It's got a lot of aero on the side here with like flaps that are laid down here with those carbon flaps over there. And the same thing at the back as well. The back's got like these carbon flaps here as well. So that's the back bumper over there that you can see with the exhaust hole over here, eye hook for towing, and another exhaust hole over here. But this thing looks incredible. And then the diffuser we're going to leave plain carbon, as well as the front splitter that's going to be plain carbon. The wing we're going to also do in the same purple blue color, but they're keeping the end plates carbon. So the doors have been painted as well, and so is the trunk. And the roof's still going to be done, and then the hood. So it's going to look incredible, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this thing come to life.
Yeah, me too.
I think people are going to be crazy to see this thing on the road. It's going to blow people's minds. I think the Supra is quite crazy, but this thing is on a different level.
Yeah, really.
It's really loud. I mean, just look at that. Oh man, it's so nice. I love how the roll cage also got painted as well. So we had Luke from the Netherlands building us a custom 6-point roll cage as well. So that's been welded into the chassis to give us some more stability. The idea behind this car was to make a time attack car, because this is a time attack wind tunnel developed body kit by Jay's Racing from Japan. But obviously now all this crazy paint and all this carbon work, I'm going to be a bit scared to put this thing into the wall. So I think we'll just enjoy it for some shows. Now, yeah. It's going to be more for a show car and that kind of stuff. But it's really something special. I've never seen something come out as beautiful as this. I mean, it's crazy. Jan's done some pretty cool projects, but this is speaks for itself. I want to show you the sneak peek though. Jan's been working on this real cool technique for painting the exposed carbon parts. So come take a look at this. Say hello to Lexi. Hello, Lexi. So this is the trunk, the Aeroworks carbon trunk. And you can see here, it's got the exposed carbon through the paintwork. So Jan's done a fantastic job here. Kind of what they do with like Paganis and Lamborghinis, where you can see the exposed carbon weave underneath the paint. So he's done this in a clear coat to give that kind of effect of the paint, and the same thing with the doors. So here you see it looks like carbon, and then if you go in front, you see the blue, and then on this side you see the purple. So you've really got 3 different kind of looks and effects with that carbon weave showing up nicely there with the paint effect. So both doors are going to be matching the bodywork, because the bodywork was carbon fiber reinforced plastic, lightweight, and these doors were full carbon. They're actually really nice doors from Aeroworks, I believe. And they have the full interior inserts that can go back in there as well, with all the window components and the speakers and everything. So it'll be just like a regular door. So I really recommend these to be purchased for an S2000 if you guys are looking to do a really cool build. And they were imported by Showoffimports. So you can check out the guys from Showoffimports. They helped us with the body kit, getting that from Japan all the way here. Seibon hood, spoon sports hardtop, and these bits of carbon trunks and stuff from Aeroworks. Absolutely magnificent work, Jan. I've never seen anything like this before.
I don't see it either in the Netherlands.
No. OMG. This S2K is looking ridiculous. I cannot actually fathom what I'm seeing here. The guys here at Next Level have started to put the body panels onto the chassis, and oh my word, this thing looks ridiculous. Oh my gosh, I actually can't believe when I'm seeing it. I'm seeing this now for the first time together for the first time ever, and this car has just been painted, and all the carbon bits now have come on. Brake ducts, carbon brake ducts, the front splitter, which goes onto the front of the bumper here, the air ducts there for the radiators in there, brake ducts. Oh my gosh, I just can't believe the fitment is perfect. I mean, look at this. It's just, the lines are just so straight and neat and perfect. And just check out this fitment. It's just amazing. I mean, even the doors, the carbon doors, fitment is really neat and tidy. Everything is just straight lines. And these carbon flaps here on the side of the fenders. What the actual, look at the size of these things. I just can't. This car is too beautiful. It's absolutely too beautiful for words. Jan is saying that this is the best body kit that he's ever fitted to a car. It's really fitting perfectly. And the trunk, with the carbon trunk, painted in the carbon spoiler, 1.8 meter spoiler. Wow, 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 wow. This thing just looks mad. I can't actually get over this thing. It's just, it's too beautiful for words. I don't know if you're experiencing the same experience and emotion I'm feeling right now, but I can't even. My word. What a car. What a car. I just love the way that the carbon blends in with the paintwork. It came out exactly how I imagined. The purple on that side, the blue on that side, so depending on how you stand, the way the light hits the surface. And from the front here as well, this presence of that car. Wow. This is going to be a serious time attack car. This is the best looking S2000 body kit I've ever seen. And now with this paint coat, gee whiz. My goodness. What a stunning example of a S2000. What do you guys think? Tell me a bit about your first reactions to this body kit on this car. I am speechless right now. I actually have no words, and this is my genuine reaction. I've never seen this car yet before, and everything fitted like this, painted. It just looks like everything I have dreamed about. The way from concept to design, to ordering it, to getting it shipped, waiting 2 years for the shipment from Japan because of COVID. My gosh, to see it all now come to reality in real life like this, it's just speechless. Absolutely speechless. Look at this thing, man. Holy moly. It's just, it's speechless. I'm speechless. I haven't got a word for this, man. First time Dutchman said was speechless.
That's first time, man.
Yeah, first time that makes him quiet. Oh my gosh.
It's a little quieter.
What the hell?
Oh damn, when you walk here. Oh damn.
Holy shit, dude. I can't get over this. What a presence this car has. What an absolute presence. So soon we're going to do next level racing? Time attack cars?
Can do that.
Oh.
Zo achter het stuurtje.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. What a machine. This thing just looks so crazy. I can't get over this. Look at the way the light hits that bumper, man.
Nou,
Jeez.
hou er vast in, zitten kijken of het past.
This is just too beautiful for words. Oh. Yeah, from here it looks like carbon.
Yeah.
You just see the black. It's perfect. It's exactly what you want, you know? Jeez. There's the blue effect, and then there's the purple effect. Gee whiz, man. That thing is just so beautiful. I cannot get over this. Here's my car. We've brought it across here. So Don is going to help us to finish the build and get everything back the way the factory intended. Every nut, bolt, harness, connector, lines, you name it, he's going to do it for us in the way that Honda would have done it. So we have to still build the engine. We have to put back the interior. We're not going to build it back completely stock, but just to give you an idea of the parts that we have to build, these are the subframes. So we've got the rear subframe, we've got the front subframe, my old doors. We're going to use the window mechanisms and the interior door cards to put back into the carbon fiber door cards. We've got the gearbox, we've got the fuel tank, and you've got your heat shields here that go around the parts. So you have to take off all the parts here from the wheel hubs. We've got to still replace the bearings, the wheel bearings. We're going to cut off all the old heat shieldings. You can see here, super rusted old heat shieldings. You don't really need that when you're going to be doing like track days and that kind of things. Not really like daily driving in the snow or in the dust. So I've painted my brake calipers. I've repainted everything here as well as best I could. So a lot of the parts were quite rusted. So I spent a lot of time over the Christmas period just repainting everything again in a nice black color, like the drive axles, your half shafts, you know, all the parts that we're going to reuse. So all the hubs and those things have been repainted. These kinds of rusty camber arms we're not going to use anymore because we need to have adjustable camber arms. So that's going to be replaced with hard race camber arms. Likewise with the toe arms, we're going to replace it with adjustable toe arms. So yeah, most of the parts looking good. You can see as well, I have a photograph from upstairs where all the other parts are assembled and laying on the ground there. So quite a lot of work, and you'll see behind me here the engine block which we dropped off. So we've got a polished and balanced crankshaft, and we've got a really revised head, and we need to obviously put the block back together again. See here I've repainted the diff quite nicely. So here the diff was really rusted, so I've done the two-tone black and silver that it normally comes with, so it looks like factory. Obviously the mount and those kinds of things we're going to replace with some nice hard race mounts to make sure that's not going to go anywhere. The fuel tank I've just done a touch-up coat as well, so you can see the fuel tanks looking good again. It's started to show a bit of signs of rust here along the edges here, but the tank itself was still good, so that's really nice. So yeah, pretty much everything is going to look good as new. Probably will give the gearbox a bit of a degrease. There's a bit of leaking old grease on there. So yeah, quite some work to do. Don's got his work cut out for him for the next couple of weeks, but I think that he will enjoy it. And this is my dream build, which I've done by myself with a lot of sponsors. So I really want to point out the sponsors today and say thank you and a big appreciation to all the people involved over the past 3 years, helping me source parts, helping me source things at discounts, helping me along the build, giving me tips, advice, really helped me to get to where I am today. It would not have been possible without you guys. So without further ado, let's take a walk through the build and see what we have in store for us over the next couple of weeks. We've got a J's Racing 60 RS dual exhaust piece. This is from a cat back exhaust, so from the cat all the way to the back. This is quite loud, so it's going to be quite good. All right, then we're going to move across to the parts laying here in front of us. So I've repainted the original Nissan brake calipers in some nice red coloring. We've had brand new hubs fitted here by Don from Delta Lima. So you've got Dorman hubs with hard race extended studs. We've got hard race extended camber ball joints, some nice Brembo brake pads front and rear. Don has sandblasted all of the knuckles and painted them in black, so they look fresh as well. He's also sandblasted the front camber, lower camber arms, control arms, sorry. Then he's also done a really good job fitting all the new bushes. So every single bush in the car has been replaced with hard race bushes. So every single piece here that you see has got a new hard race bush. I think we bought every single hard race product on the catalog apart from the sway bars. We've got hard race engine mounts and gearbox mounts. We've got hard race bump steer. So hard race was one of the sponsors from APR Performance. They gave us quite a lot of discounts, so I really want to shout out to guys at hard race. We've got stabilizer end links. We've got some EBC steel braided lines, hard raised camber arms for the front, also at the rear that you see in the subframe at the back there. I'll go back and show you that. We've got Mishimoto as well on board as a sponsor, so they've sponsored us the discounts on the fan shrouds, the X-line radiator, and as well as the silicone hoses. There's also a thermostatic plate as well as a fan switch. And then we were really lucky from AKR's performance giveaway end of last year to win by purchasing most of these parts via AKR over the last couple months. We actually won the set of D2 racing coilovers. So I really want to show how these came out. These are absolutely beautiful and they perfectly fit with the color scheme that we have going on here with the build, purple and blue. And I really just love these D2 racing coilovers, and these are TUV approved from Germany, so if you're in the German region you can also use these there with certification. So that's a beautiful set of coilovers. Are going to make the car ride and handle perfectly. So then we're going to have a look at the front again. We've got a nice carbon fiber cooling plate here. I've got another piece coming here for the intake, which is like a snorkel that goes through the bumper. Don has been hard at work here over the last couple of weeks, slowly putting together all the parts. He's basically rebuilt the entire engine bolt by bolt. We've had all the bolts on the engine and on the subframe re-galvanized. So every single bolt that you see here in gold has been re-galvanized. I've repainted the pulleys myself, along with the valve cover to match the color of the car. So you see a bluey purple effect as well. And there's a beautiful, nice valve cover. We've got a Mugen style oil cap with a carbon sticker in there. I've polished up all the intake manifolds, so those look good as new. Every single bit of rust in this car has been treated and removed, so everything looks good as new. Drive shaft I've repainted. The whole subframe has been sandblasted. It's been repainted, and then Don has rebuilt the whole subframe here. Like I mentioned, every bush is new, every bolt is new. It's all been re-galvanized. Hard raised camber arms, newly painted brake calipers, EBC steel braided lines again. We've got some new extended hard raised studs. We've got some beautiful new drilled rotors at the back. Hard raised extended ball joints for the rear. I've painted the half shafts. We've had the lower control arms also sandblasted and painted. All the bolts here for the camber adjustments have been re-galvanized. Sway bars been repainted. So that's the only thing I didn't order new for the car was the sway bars. We've got new hard raised differential mounts. The diff has also been repainted in the two-tone silver and black. This is your OEM parts going in there for the vehicle, for the fuel lines, for the evaporator. We've got a cover for the shielding for the fuel tank. And I think that brings me to the end of the parts that we have shown here on the ground. So I think all in all it's going to be an incredibly interesting build to see come along and come to life over the next couple of weeks, that Don is going to start to assemble everything here, put it back together. So I'm really excited and I hope you are too. So stay tuned for the rest of this build and let's get this project finished ASAP. All right, she's coming off the cart.
You want the trunk?
Oh, it's all good.
Good, yeah, here we go.
Back in the air. So, looking good. There we go. She's no longer on a cart. First time back in the air for a long time. You can see the whole underside's been completely repainted. We've got some paint saver on there as well. And the whole chassis is looking fresh. There's not a speck of rust anywhere left in this car. So we've taken off the bumpers so that we can put the crash bars back in, exhausts, all the brake lines, make some room for Don to really work. And man, oh man, it looks damn good. So here's all the parts we gotta put back. And that's excluding wiring harnesses, lines for brakes, for fuel. So there's quite a bit to go in. Fuel tank, subframe, engine. Don's got his work cut out for him.
Good.
So good luck, Don, and we'll keep you guys updated with the progress. Don's working really meticulously here, clean, tidy, organized, not rushed, taking his time, making sure every nut and bolt is done correctly. So I really admire the way that Don works here, super professional, and doing it the way that Honda intended.
Nice.
Thanks guys, and stay tuned. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up.
Later.
And definitely subscribe. Cheers. Super useful. So these were the old hubs that are completely and utterly destroyed. There was no saving this thing. It was completely fused inside here. So the drive half shaft was fused inside the knuckle, and tried cutting it, heating it, cooling it, smacking it, pressing it. There's just no way. So that one's for the trash. The old dusty heat shields that we spoke about the last time, it's all for the trash. The old hubs, these are all going to go for old metal. Get a couple bucks for the old scrap metal value. And yeah, you can see Don's been really busy here, hard at work, getting all that stuff out of there. And he's also done some really nice handiwork yesterday to get the new hubs pressed. So let's have a look at those. They look good as new. All new hard race hardware, extended wheel studs. So thanks to Hard Race. And the ABS sensor we managed to get out of the destroyed knuckle, because that needs to be replaced. So yeah, you can see all the old bolts that came off the hubs. So that's going to go with new wheel bearings. There's your Shuki wheel bearings. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. And Don went yesterday and started sorting through all the engine parts, checking all the bolts, making sure we have all the seals, ACL thrust washers. We need to get new ACL bearings, VTEC solenoid. Here's your I get all the Dutch names confused with the English names again now. Coil packs, pack on coil ignitions, new ARP bolts for the connecting rods. Here's your seals for the valve covers, seals for the valve cover as well for the ignition packs. Here's your crank position knock sensors, crank position sensors. They call them top dead center sensors, I believe. You got your PCV valve here, crank pulley, new main cap bolts, the bolts for the distribution cover. I've actually got new ones galvanized upstairs somewhere that we've had re-galvanized. Got a new timing kit here. We've got new oil squirter bolts. Those are oil squirter bolts. The oil squirters have been cleaned in the ultrasonic cleaner. The oil cooler plate has also been cleaned in the ultrasonic cleaner. Polished crankshaft of mine, new gasket sets. There's the newly built head that's been flattened and skimmed. NGK plugs, Honda bond, some assembly lube, pilot bearing, release bearing, new clutch. Oh, it's a used clutch, ACT clutch, heavy duty, multi-ring belt, water pump. A water pump as well. Here's the new thermostat from Mission Motor Racing thermostat. New OEM oil filters. Here's your thermostatic neck. Also some engine assembly lube. So yeah, we're looking like ready to go. We've got new piston rings from Hastings. We've got new ARP head bolts. We've got a new gasket. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. Here's the rest of the parts over here. So we've got the diff, which is going to go back in, the gear shifter, ECU, main harness. Here's the intake manifold, engine mounts which are broken and need to be replaced with new mounts. Alternator, all of our fluids, more bolts, starter motor, tensioner. Here's our hard race engine mounts. So these are the engine mounts. These are the diff mounts. So that's going to be replacing those crusty old nasty engine diff mounts. And we've got the power steering motor over there. So yeah, a lot of work to do still, and it's getting there slowly but surely. Here's our hard race camber arms, all adjustable. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. and I'm looking forward to the rest of the progress, so stay tuned. Alright, so after unpacking all the S2000 engine parts from the Miata, we've brought them all inside, and it all is assembled nicely here on the table. And Dan's going to make a list for us of what's broken, what's missing, and what needs to be replaced. You can see we've got a new water pump here, new ARP head bolts, NGK plugs, sump and drain plugs, ACL thrust washers, and new race bearings, Honda bond for the oil pan, new full engine head gasket set, some plexi gauge to measure all the oil clearances, ARP bolts for the connecting rods, polished crankshaft, fully rebuilt head, which needs to be taken apart again to put the head bolts on. So the block has been flattened, the deck has been flattened as well. So you can see here they didn't hone or bore anything on the cylinders because it has a real like a ceramic coating inside. I think it's like ceramic coating, correct? There's like a lining on the walls, on the cylinder walls.
Yeah, there is, yeah, and a fair lining.
So yeah, you don't really want to do anything honing wise here, but they measured everything and it was all good. So they just ordered a new set of piston rings. We do need to find where the pistons are because they're not here with everything as well. So we have a new timing distribution kit as well with the oil timing kit as well with new guides. We have the flywheel, all the bolts, water pump housing. We have the valve cover over here which needs to be repainted in that red. Intake manifold, so more or less everything is kind of complete. Day 6 at Delta Lima Engineering. We've got the engine ready to be received by the chassis and the gearbox has been mounted. You can see there the 6-speed gearbox has been mated with the engine. Don, what have we got in your hands today?
We have a new header.
And this is the cheapest race header that you can get that actually gives proven performance. It's a Skunk 2 Alpha Series, aka Mega Flow header, and it is beautiful. That's going to finish off the look on our engine. Absolutely beautiful. So today the engine's going to go in. We waited for the manifold to arrive so the header can go on, and then it's one beautiful piece. So look at that. Oh, the welds with the gold matching the gold bolts. Looks absolutely marvelous.
Yep.
So now we're going to see if we get the subframe in. So we got to go back into the car. We're ready to drop the car onto the engine and hopefully try to mate the subframe back again. All right, so you saw the beautiful time lapse of the engine dropping in, and it's basically all fitted in now, so you can see the underside of the car looking beautiful with all the new golden bolts, the beautiful header coming through there, all the golden bolts for the gearbox, looking stunning here. Really looks so good and so clean. All right, so we are fitting the exhaust. In fact, the exhaust has been put on. Header is connected, the race cat is connected, and our JS Racing SUS 60 RS twin, or dual they call it. Stainless steel with titanium tip exhaust has been fitted. Everything is in the car, fluids, oils, and we are ready to go. We have primed the oil yesterday and we managed to get oil pressure. So today we've put in the spark plugs and the coil packs and we're ready to go for a first start. So let's have a look and see what happened. Stay tuned. All right, so everything's ready to go. We're going to try and see if we can fire it up. We've got the coil packs on, we've got the spark plugs in, we had already oil pressure, cranking it a few times. We have the fuel relay working. I hear the fuel pump priming, so that's good.
Go.
This is the very first crank, so probably we have to crank it a couple of times to get fuel pressure and to get it to start. So let's see what happens. Ooh, that's a good sign. Almost. Wow, almost. Oh, there we go. Third crank. Third crank it goes on. That was pretty quick.
Yeah, but it's not on 4 cylinders.
Yeah, I can hear it's misfiring a bit, yeah.
I had a cell.
It started. It's better than nothing.
Yeah, I had a cell, so let me read it.
Let's see what the check engine light's going to give us. But it started, and that's really cool. So after 3 years, first start in 3 years, all the wiring had to be redone, the whole dash had to be redone, the whole chassis. So we had a lot of work that went into this car and this project. And you can see there's still a lot of fine tuning we have to look at and see what's happening. But this is part of the build process. Project cars, eh?
And then,
Alright, so we fired it up one time and we heard a bit of an inconsistent running, and we tried different coil packs and they all seem to be okay actually. And we just removed the belt for now because the AC compressor seemed to be making a bit of noise. And without it now, if you start it up, we can hear it run. Pretty good actually. Sounds really good actually. JS Racing exhaust sounds really nice. Yeah, thanks Don. Alright, so we checked the fuse boxes. We had one blown fuse for the left side headlamp and one blown fuse for the city lights. So let's see. Turn it on, Don. Whoa, look at that. We've got some beautiful angel eyes, some daytime running lights, and then for the headlamps, so we still need to get a bulb for here, but look at that, beautiful projectors. So yeah, there's the main beams, high beams, and both sides are working. Beautiful, damn nice. Don, what have you got for us? Fire it up, baby, fire it up. Beautiful, man. So we actually changed the belt to delete the AC pump because the AC pump is making quite a bit of noise. So hopefully now without the AC running it runs much better, because the AC belt with the AC pump was making a lot of noise. So I think the AC pump's had its days. And those things are hella expensive to replace, so for now we're going to go with no AC, but one of these days maybe we'll fix it up. But for now I'm happy it's running, good to go. It's been a hard couple of weeks and Don's hard at work, and happy man with his progress.
Happy it's running.
There we go. Beautiful, and no check engine light, so that's great. Would you look at that? Jeez, the hood is on, it makes the car look completed. So today we have a lot of updates that happened in one day. We have a Mugen hood fitted to the car. We have a new window. It's so clean you can't even see the glasses in. So you can see a bit of the tinting and the camera effect there. So the new window has been installed. The seat has been installed. Man, but this hood just looks so good. And we've put the wipers on, and those are functioning and working. So check here, the Sparco Evo 2 GripTech seat fits so snugly. I mean, you literally could not fit a bigger seat in here. The clearances are millimeters on either sides. The radio has gone in as well. So we have a little cover here, and there's the radio gone in as well. That's been wired up. The carpeting is back in here we saw previously. And check out this, we have a little switch for the trunk, and the trunk pops open. So we got the springs back in the trunk, and the trunk lining is in. So this is mostly for dampening for sound, because yeah, you don't want all the vibrations through the car. There's the bulb for the lamp that has to go back in. And yeah, that's pretty much what we've done today. But it's starting to look like a car. Oh man, the trunk closes so nicely. Whew, feels really good. So yeah, that's the progress updates. And then tomorrow, hopefully, we get us some wheels. So stay tuned for that. And these hood vents have got like rain covers inside, so now they're closed, but we can unscrew those and then you can open up the vents for the engine. But man, that looks so damn good. Check out this, guys. The doors are in. The windows are working. We have working windows. Man, look at this. I'm not going to open the door now because the panels are hanging loose, but I can't reach it from here. Check that out. Woohoo! Man, it looks so damn good with the doors and the windows. And we got the hood aligned nicely so it closes. Man, check that out. Woo! Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now for the front, and then we're done with the wheels to come last. Alright guys, so for that day, this is what we managed to do, is just fit the bumper loosely for a picture, get the hood latch to latch. Would you look at that? 3 weeks later, the car is standing on its own wheels. Okay, yes, not perfect yet, we still have to adjust the ride height, get some spaces for the wheels, but we drove it off the bridge, and I drove the first few meters from the bridge on the side, because tomorrow Don needs the bridge free, and that was the end of our deadline to get the car back together again. So we did the whole car in 3 weeks, from every single nut, bolt, line, bearing, bush, you name it. The entire car was just completely empty. And look at how it's sitting here. We had some help from friends. Say hello to Norbert over there. He helped us to get the alignment of the bumpers and the dashboard and all the little tiny fiddly bits. He was really good at helping with some experience, moving things around. I mean, just look at how this thing comes together. What a beautiful car. And inside as well, we got the dash in, as you saw previously. Seat is in, steering wheel. So it's functional, it's driving. Still need to make a test drive. And we have one leaking wheel still as well. So we had the wheels, 3-piece wheels taken apart, painted. I had all the bolts re-nickeled, so that was a hell of a job. I never recommend anybody to do that work. It's a terrible job. So we still have one more wheel which is leaking on the other side to have re-siliconed again. And the bumper, of course, cannot go on because the exhaust needs to be custom welded to fit the bumper. But now it's sitting on its own wheels, and it is absolutely beautiful, and everything's functioning. The doors work, the trunk works, the hood works, the latches work, the locks work. It's just an amazing thing. I just can't get over how this thing looks from the front. It is so aggressive and so mean, and it looks insane. A proper Time Attack car. Really, really impressed with the work. And I think Don is pleased to have the thing finished.
Very happy. It's
a lot of work.
Almost finished. Just some adjustments.
Few fine tweaks here and there. But man, we're tired. We're gonna go home.
We're really tired.
Have some food. So thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned. All right, guys, as promised, we have noise, pops, bangs in the background, so I hope you can hear me. But we have the S2000 revealed here at Jupfest. So behind me you see the beautiful S2000, and we also brought out the Top Secret Super today. So two of my cars here on display. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned and definitely give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more of this content. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the show.
Ja, achterloop. Mooi man. Nou, dankjewel. Thanks. Ja, doe, kijk maar wat kan. Ik ben niet van de autocoördinatie, alleen van het oude hoeren. Ik geloof het wel. En zullen we, ik weet niet hoe makkelijk dat gaat worden, maar zullen we afspreken dat we alleen hier voor het podium geluid maken. Dus als je...
So as you can see, it's a chameleon color, blue and purple with carbon. Everything is painted over with the clear coat. So you see here the carbon fiber through the paint. Same thing on the doors. Carbon with paint over it. Same thing on the spoiler. Carbon with painted over it. So what they do on the Koenigsegg's when they do painted carbon, you can see there 1.8 meters. So the spoiler on here is wider than the spoiler on my Supra. So that's 1.65 meters and that's 1.8 meters. So wider it cannot be possible. And of course the beautiful J's Racing exhaust coming out the bumper there. Absolutely awesome. Love that. Spoon hardtop. And of course my Top Secret Super that you've seen before. So what a privilege it is to have both of my cars here on display. I am so excited. It's an absolute dream come true. So thank you guys for supporting the journey and watching me along the way. This is what we do it for you guys. 650 horsepower, big single, fully built Top Secret Supra. We don't know yet, probably around 260 horsepower, NA F20C, J's Racing Type GT. These two are absolute legends, and I am one happy guy.
my beat, Miley my beat, Miley my beat, Miley my beat. I'm in LA, Miley my beat, alright, Miley my beat, Miley my beat, Miley my beat.
Alright guys, we're back at Zandvoort again after 5 years of having the S2000 here for the first time. And look who is here today is Makoto. It's the same guy I found 5 years ago at Zandvoort when we were both here on the first track day in the winter. So after the full rebuild, and Makoto's done a lot of modifications to his S2000 as well, I'm going to do my best to try and keep up. This guy is fast. The last time I was here, he was gone in the first lap. I had no chance. So he's built a full race car, time attack, even got the Perspex glass and everything. I mean, look at how lightweight the saving is here. All the weight savings. He's done custom modifications like a chassis mounted spoiler, under tray diffuser, custom Jace Racing exhaust. I mean, this guy's been busy for years building this car. It looks fantastic. I mean, 5 years ago when I saw this guy, this car was beautiful, and now it's even more beautiful. Well done, Makoto. You've got a really good car here, man. It's beautiful. Let's see how fast he is today. What is your best lap time around here, actually?
157.
Wow, that's quite fast. Under the 2 minutes. So I think the last time I was here, I did like a 2:26, but that was in the wet. So today, maybe we try and get around the 2 minute mark. That'll be my goal. Let's see. I don't think so, but I won't push too hard today. I want to damage my nice new car, so I try and keep it in one piece. So of course, Jay's Racing Type GT kit. We have a couple of sessions today, so let's see how it goes. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching, guys. All right, here we go. Welcome back to Dutchman Seb. Today is a somber day. It's not always bright and cheerful on Dutchman Seb's channel. Well, today I have a bit of sad news. The beautifully rebuilt Honda S2000 has had a little bit of a failure. Let me show you exactly what I mean. That is not how a piston is supposed to look like. It's not good. This is very rough and you can feel it with your fingers. It's like bits of metal, and it's completely seized on the skirt. This here below the piston and oil rings is called the skirt area. It's kind of like a dress. And if you look at the other side, it's not as bad, but also starting to show scuffs and scratches. Now this is due to reusing original pistons in a sleeved block. The pistons expand at a faster rate than the original clearance on these engines. This is a FRM cylinder lined original block. So the FRM lining prevents, the wear and tear of the heat from the pistons and the cylinder wall lining. So when you do a sleeve block, basically means you bore away the original sleeves and you put in iron sleeves. the material actually becomes non-compatible again. So the clearances from factory spec no longer apply. You actually need to replace your pistons with 2618 forged aluminium pistons. These are forged iron pistons from factory. So iron and iron have much higher expansion rates when they get hot. And this is why we got seizure on the pistons. So luckily the bearings themselves didn't get too much metal particles and metal shading, so the bearings still look okay. They're going to need to be replaced. We're going to need to order new pistons and new con rods, because the new con rods, the original con rods won't fit the new pistons. So we're going to have to order new pistons, new con rods, and maybe have the sleeves redone. The sleeves may be able to be saved with honing. This is, you can see the head gasket. We actually had failure between all 4 cylinders, between the cylinder wall lining. You can see a bit of the MLS material is missing. And there was also material missing here on the water jacket. So what was happening is there was compression between the cylinders getting into each of the different chambers and then getting into the water jacket. So it was forcing out coolant, which was overflowing from the coolant. You'll see that in my track video, that the coolant bottle actually started spraying on the windshield. I immediately went off the track and then started to turn the car off. Found out that the cooling system was getting overpressured. Now that can be from one of 2 things: the car running too hot, boiling the coolant. The car has a stock oil cooler as well, which passes coolant through the oil cooler, and that could also overheat the coolant, which maybe overheated the cooling system, overpressurized it. But the main suspect that I had was from the gasket pushing exhaust gases into the cooling jacket. So that's probably the main reason for the system losing pressure or overpressurizing the cooling system, forcing coolant out of the system, causing the system to then run at low pressure, which means that your coolant won't circulate, which then overheated the block and resulted in the pistons expanding too much and seizing the cylinders. As you can see, I can't get to the block right now, but you'll see when the block is out, their cylinder walls have actually been damaged. So those need to be bored again, or hopefully just only honed if the damage is not too bad. And then hopefully we can still save the rest of the engine. You can see here now on the lift, the crankshaft is exposed where the piston was removed, and that looks quite okay. But we need to check the rest of the cylinders as well. So once those come out, we'll be able to tell if the crank is also still good with the ACL bearings that we use, which are going to need replacing as well. So not a happy ending, not exactly what you want when you've taken your car at the track for the first time after a 3-year rebuild and spent a lot of time and money to make sure that it's going to be done well and hopefully last for 10, 20 years. So it's back to the drawing board again, ordering new pistons, new connecting rods, having the sleeves re-honed again, and the head skimmed. The deck has to be flattened again to make sure that there's no leaking between the cylinders. And then from there we can start again. And it's going to be a bit of a long process. Hopefully the car will be back on the road soon, and I'll leave it in good hands with the machine shop and the engine builder to make sure that we have compatible materials again in the future, with the OEM pistons being removed for something like a CP Carilla forged aluminium piston with 2618 material, and a connecting rod like a Brian Crower, something that's going to last for a long time. These are NA engines with high RPM, around 9,000 RPM. High compression ratio, 11:1 compression ratio from stock. So they do take a lot of additional heat. And that's why you need to make sure that your clearances are correct. Everything is to spec. Your oil clearances are correct in your oil galleries and in your bearings and your connecting rods and on your main bearings. So it just means a little bit more work, a little bit more time, and a lot more money, unfortunately. So thanks again for watching. Stay tuned, and don't forget to support us with hitting the thumbs up, and definitely subscribe for more of this content. Thanks again. Ciao. I get quite a lot of comments and questions from a lot of people online, social media, YouTube comments, and I thought maybe I would share with you guys how is it exactly that I'm able to do what I'm able to do with the cars. How do I pay for it? How can I afford it? A lot of people are like, oh, that's my dream car. I really wish I could have a car like that. You're so lucky. Well, let me tell you a little bit about my story and why I think you can also do this with your life. yeah, I started a couple of years ago with just having a dream, just saying, well, I'm not happy with where I am in life right now. What can I do differently to make it happen? I had a regular job. I still do. I work normal hours. Yeah, and I just thought, why not do something, take the risk, be adventurous, try to do something that might have, not a good outcome, but there's a chance it could have a good outcome. So this message goes out to all of you out there who are afraid to take a risk, to try something new. I always believe that you determine your attitude, you determine how far you want to go in life, and if you do a good job, it rubs off on the next thing that you want to do. So if you want to try something in life and you want to do something that you've never tried before, go at it with a positive attitude. Make sure that you are prepared to lose, but also not going out thinking that you're going to lose. Go out there to win, but don't be disappointed if you don't win. When I started YouTube about 8 years ago, I just did it because I loved it. I enjoyed it. I liked cars. I liked racing. I thought I would share my enthusiasm and my passion with all of you out there who have supported me along the channel. I never dreamed or thought that I would get subscribers or people would want to come to my channel to watch my videos. So I just wanted to thank you all for supporting me over all the years and for watching my content. If you found it useful or inspiring, or you just like to see something cool to watch, it's always very difficult to make content that you think other people will enjoy, or content that you think people would want to tune in to watch. So that's one of the big challenges I always found. I found just by filming what I enjoyed, what I thought was cool or interesting, there would be an audience out there for people who also might want to watch it. So do something that you think is that you enjoy, that gives you passion, that makes you enthusiastic. Don't try to fit in with what everybody else is doing. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Just be true to yourself, be true to what you enjoy, what you love in life, and the rest will follow. Yeah, I mean, I haven't yet made a success of it, I would say. I haven't generated any income or revenue streams or advertising revenue or payments from YouTube to a meaningful value. I think I've earned maybe 100 euros from YouTube ad revenue over the years. One or two affiliate programs which came about my Tesla videos, where I've been sent like an accessory to make a video of for a Tesla accessory, and then like an affiliate program where I earn some commission if people buy the products, but they never really took off to make any meaningful values. I think I earned about 8 euros through an affiliate program for commission. So very difficult to make it work financially. If you want to know how I make things work financially, I actually work the last 8 years for American companies where they offer you stocks to work for the company. And those stocks, just by chance, have actually gone up. The first company I worked for was Tesla, and I worked there from 2018 to 2022. And all the stock that I earned at Tesla went up in value like 400%, I think, or more, like 500 or 600% in the years I worked there. So that's one of the ways that I was able to afford the cars, the Supra, the S2000, the Del Sol, the MX-5. The other way is that I have a wife who has a job. I have a job. We both have two incomes, and we keep our monthly expenses low. We don't go out partying. We don't spend our money on cigarettes or alcohol. We don't go out to eat every weekend. I think this weekend was the first time I ate out in like 6 months. Yeah, we just generally don't spend money. We save up a lot of money. We invest our money every month before my expenses come off. I take off 15% of my salary to invest in stocks. I put it into the stock market. So we're very cost conscious about keeping our monthly costs low, about saving money, and making sure that we don't spend unnecessarily. So when people ask, like, how can you afford to do things? How can you do stuff? I do a lot of things myself. I don't pay people to do work for me. So if I can, I do my own work on my cars. I ask the shops that I need help with to do the cars if I can work with them. I like to either taking the car apart or putting it back together again. I try to buy my own parts with discounts. I approach companies to ask them if I can get discounts, or list the products on my website or on my videos to earn a bit of a discount on the parts. If you don't ask, you don't get, you know. So I always ask, and if the answer is no, then the answer is no. And if the answer is yes, but there's something we want in return, then I see how we can make that work. So this is my advice to you in life. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to try something. Even if it doesn't work out, at least you tried. Yeah, so that would be my advice to you. Always have a positive mindset. Always, you know, be kind to people out there and do the best that you can. As long as you're doing the best that you can, that's the best that you can ever do in life. Don't just give up and say, oh, I tried, it wasn't for me. I still work a 9 to 5. I still work my ass off. I still have a full-time job. So that's one tip and advice. Like, it's never going to just magically overnight make you a millionaire and famous. I still have, you know, a house to pay off. Luckily, all my cars are paid off. Those were all bought with stocks that I had sold to buy my cars. Yeah, so I mean, I still need to work a full-time job. It's not like I become famous or a millionaire overnight. You know, guys like people online who got lucky with YouTube algorithms and who got affiliates or sponsorships to pay for the videos to advertise. You know, things worked out for some people. It didn't always work out for me. So I always just say, keep trying to be positive out there, never stop, never give up, and hopefully you succeed. So maybe this is a good message for you guys out there, and I hope that you guys learn something from here as well. Thanks for watching, and until next time, ciao.